Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
All right, we live.
Yo, we
Let
live.
us know we coming in clear, y'all. Let us know we coming in clear. All right, come on in. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. We got to get into this, man. Smokey Robinson accused now of great. 4 women.
We clear.
We clear? We good? All right, because we're gonna get into this press conference, man. It's four former employees, housekeepers of Smokey Robinson came forward and said they was great by him, and now he has a $50 million lawsuit against him. That was announced today, so they do have a press conference set up by the lawyers. So the lawyer that's representing those women, basically did a press conference, which we're about to get into. But definitely hit that like button. It's just coming up in here. We're gonna get into this press conference, man. Then we're gonna speak a little bit about Cassie and the
Smokey, man. Come on, y'all.
being a witness and star witness in Diddy's trial too. There's some crazy things going on with that where they can't even find the other 3 witnesses. They can't even get a hold of the other 3 witnesses and their lawyers. That's crazy. So I don't know what the hell going to be going on with that Diddy trial, bro. It's already starting off crazy. But yeah,
it's already a circus.
It's already a circus, bro. So we're gonna get into this press conference by the accused Smokey Robinson accusers, the lawyer press conference. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
My name is John Harris, and this is my partner, Herbert Hayden, with the firm of Harris and Hayden. 3 of our 4 clients are present here today. They've been identified as Jane Does. There's one appearing remotely, who you can probably see on the screen. Also is Miss Guzman, who's interpreting for us today. This is to announce that earlier today in Los Angeles Superior Court, we filed a complaint against William Smokey Robinson Jr. And his spouse, Frances Robinson.
And his spouse.
The principal causes...
I don't believe it.
The principal causes of action against Mr. Robinson, in particular, are sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment.
I believe this is a ploy to take another man down that has money, another celebrity. Like we said, these celebrities are being targeted. I believe they're being targeted and taken down by, the Star Waggers, a group of organization of lawyers, judges. You know what I'm saying? Taking these brothers down by using these women, that so-called, used to work for them. These so-called Jane Does. You notice there's always a Jane Doe going for that dough, bro. It's always a Jane Doe.
He didn't want to sign over the rights. He didn't want to sign over the rights to his music. That's probably what it is.
Facts. Come on, man. That's Smokey Robinson. Come on now.
Yeah, that's
bro. Come on, bro.
Obviously, these ladies are identified in the lawsuit as Does. Jane Does 1 through 4.
Jane's getting to
protect their privacy, since the lawsuit involves sexual misconduct of the worst sort. we're seeking damages of $50 million. Obviously, no amount of money can compensate these women for what Mr. Robinson
$50 million.
subjected them to.
Think you kidnapped Chelsea Clinton?
But given the gravity of Mr. Robinson's despicable and reprehensible misconduct that is further detailed in the complaint, this amount is clearly warranted. Our four clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who were employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage.
They must got a translator.
As low-wage workers in vulnerable positions, they lack the resources and options necessary to protect themselves from sexual assaults throughout their tenure as employees for the Robinsons. Let me briefly summarize each of their individual claims. I repeat, I will not describe the details of the sexual assaults and rapes because they're too graphic and disturbing for this news conference. But you can read them in the complaints that we have provided with many of you today. Let's talk about Jane Doe number one.
Hold on, but why, if it's so graphic that they can't, why they don't go to the police? Why is always the going for the dough? Why aren't y'all being walked out of there with his hands to the back in handcuffs?
Something tell me that 50 million that they suing him for is what basically they offered him for his music, and he turned it down.
This is crazy, bro. Now, I ain't saying the band are guilty or innocent or whatever, but I'm just, it makes you think, like, why ain't these niggas in handcuffs? Like, you mean to tell me y'all worked for that man that long and he was doing that and y'all didn't go to the police? This is crazy, bro.
He worked for the Robinsons for a little over a year, from January 2023 to February 24. Mr. Robinson first sexually assaulted and raped her in March of 23, as detailed in the complaint.
85-year-old Smokey.
What he would do was summons her to his blue bedroom, which you'll probably be hearing about later.
And she would go.
After having just showered, he would come out of the adjoining bathroom naked and proceed to force her to have sex with him against her will. He sexually assaulted and raped her in this manner 7 times. She quit in February 2024 because she could no longer endure these sexual assaults.
Bro, do that sound right? You an employee working for Smokey Robinson. He summons you to a room and rapes you 7 times before you decided to leave and quit the job. You didn't go to the police the first damn time or quit your job the first time. This shit don't be sounding right to me, bro. This just don't be sounding right to me. 7 times you went back. 7 times. 6 times after the first time. Ah, man. Anyway, like we said, they probably after the brother catalog. Brother probably ain't trying to sell because they want to take his music. They want to take the music. We already know they after the music. They after these all the all the rights to these people's music. Let's continue though.
Jane Doe number 2. She worked for the Robinsons from May 2014 to February 2020. Smokey Robinson's modus operandi was somewhat different with her. He would ask her to meet him in areas in the home where there were no cameras. There were 2 such places or areas in their Chatsworth home, the garage and the laundry room. When she would meet him at this location, he would immediately begin to sexually assault and rape her, causing her excruciating pain. He sexually assaulted and raped her in this manner 23 times.
So she went back.
She was forced to resign.
So she went back 22 times after the first time.
Mr. Robinson's sexual assaults.
20-something times, bro.
Jane Doe number 3.
She go back to work the next day and not go to the police instead.
Right. So she
couldn't fight off an 80. She couldn't fight off an 83-year-old man. Like she ain't want to do it. Just push him back and say I quit, and walk out. So she couldn't push him off. She couldn't push off an 80-something-year-old man. And first of all, Smokey don't look like he weigh anything right now.
Right.
She couldn't push him off. Say nope, I don't want to do it, and left. Or if he did force himself on her, why would you go back?
Bro, 20
for it to happen.
Bro,
20-something times.
Bro,
20-something times. Without going to the police.
23 times. So you went back 22 times after the first time. 22 times she went back to get raped after the first time. That don't sound like rape to me. That sounds like a consensual sex. That sounds like consensual sex.
That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like that to me too. When things ain't work out the way that she wanted it to work out, and now she's screaming that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because no way somebody keep putting themselves in a position to get raped that many times when you could just not show up for work.
Right. And go to the police after the first time.
And go to the police after the first time. Right.
Anyway, man, this
I don't know, y'all. They ain't never had a name. Always a Jane Doe.
Right.
It's the same pattern, man. Y'all, it's the same pattern. And they said this happened a couple years ago, and he's already in his 80s. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's 86 right now, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Man. You mean tell me an 86-year-old man was able to do that?
Or 83 at the time?
83 at the time. And she wasn't willing to do it, so she couldn't push off an 83-year-old man. And even if she couldn't push off 23 times. If she couldn't push off an 83-year-old man, she had to leave and go home sometime. Why would you go back if you was just raped the day before? Why not go straight to the police? And why are you just trying to get money? Why you ain't going to the police and making it a criminal case? That's what I want to ask all the people. Like, see, these celebrities are monsters and all that. I understand that, but y'all gotta admit some of these stories don't be sounding right. They don't be adding up, y'all. Some of these stories don't be adding up. Like it don't. What they're saying, they're saying that this woman allowed this 83-year-old man to rape her 23 times. You know what I mean? Now we know he ain't do it 23 times in one day. Not even a young man is going 23 times in one day.
Right.
You know what I mean? A 83-year-old damn sure ain't going. No,
he ain't going.
They'd be lucky to get one off being 83.
Right. Exactly.
And even if he is a healthy 83-year-old, probably the most he could get off is 1.5.
Right.
So you mean to tell me she went back the other 20-something times or 19 times to get raped and put herself in that situation another 19 times before going to the police? And when she finally do say something, she just want money and not no criminal charges? So that don't sound suspicious to y'all.
That's the second Jane. First Jane Doe, she said it happened 3 times. So she went back. Was it 3 times? She went back twice after the first time. Second Jane Doe said 23 times. She went back 22 times after the first time. So you gotta just, they don't be adding up, bro. They don't be adding up. Let's continue. I want to hear 3 and 4. I want to see how many times 3 and 4 went back. Let's continue.
2012.
But please hit that like button if y'all just coming up in here too. Please smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, this video is sponsored by nightandayherbals.com. So let's get that going, get that out the way right now. This video is sponsored by nightandayherbals.com, where you can get all natural CBD products, detoxes, hair, natural shampoo, hair conditioners, sea moss, everything you need for your body that's healthy, everything you need for your hair and your skin that's healthy. Nothing but natural herbs, soaps, body oils, and all. So make sure y'all head over there and shop at nightandayherbals.com. We're going to continue this video.
To April 2024. Her story is quite similar to the others. Mr. Robinson would call her into his blue bedroom where he would sexually assault and rape her. This occurred approximately 20 times.
20 times. Hold
like
on,
the others, she quit in April of 2024.
So, damn, that's a lot of grape going on for an 80-something-year-old man. He got all that in him to do that, bro? She said 20. The third victim said 20 times. You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me Smokey doing all that effing up there, bro? 86 years old doing all that effing like that, bro. Where he's holding women down to the making them, submit to his will and everything. 20-something times, bro. Add all of it up, though. Jane Doe 1 said 3. Jane Doe 2 said 23 times. Jane Doe 3 said 20 times. We're about to get into Jane Doe 4 and see how many times Jane Doe 4 said. Bro, that's a lot of effort up there, bro.
Crazy, bro.
That's a lot of effort up there, Smokey.
An 83-year-old man, and right. How old is his wife? They said his wife was involved.
Yeah, his wife was involved. Like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, this
bro.
is wild, y'all.
Smokey doing a lot of effort up there, bro.
Man.
He doing a lot for the 80-something-year-old, right. Bro. He doing a lot of effort up that joint, bro.
And 86 or 83 at the time. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's
crazy work for 83. He's a healthy man, healthy old man,
healthy old head, bro.
Unhealthy if he actually did all those things.
Yeah, unhealthy.
I don't know. It ain't sounding right. Yeah, right. Unhealthy in the mind. He might be healthy down there, but unhealthy in the mind if he did allegedly do all that stuff. But I don't know, man. It sounds kind of off.
Right.
Due to the repeated sexual assaults against her.
Dang, 20 times.
Jane Doe number 4. She worked the longest as a housekeeper for the Robinsons. From October 2006 to April 2024.
That's a long time.
He raped her in 3 of their homes.
3 of them.
Namely the Chatsworth home, the Las Vegas home, and the Bell Canyon homes. He had a preoccupation of fondling her breasts and touching her all over her body against her will. She too quit in April of 2024.
So how many times, though?
The obvious question that one will ask, and I suspect most will, why didn't they report Robinson's criminal misconduct to law enforcement or go public before now?
Hold on. So Jane Doe 4 worked from 2006 to 2024. So you mean you got raped all that time and you ain't go to the police and you kept going back to work?
He's about to
almost 20 years.
Why.
Let's continue.
Now, as I said before, these women were all low wage earners living from paycheck to paycheck. They all feared missing a payday and not being able to pay their rent or buy food for their families. And also, Smokey's Robinson celebrity status intimidated them and all made them feel powerless. I want to add that these 4 women were afraid of shame, familial humiliation, and embarrassment. The stigma that still exists in some cultures that unfortunately blames a rape victim for the assault perpetrated against them. And having to tell their husband and children of these despicable acts against them left them overwhelmed with shame and embarrassment.
Hold on, bro. So you mean to tell me y'all let Smokey grape y'all all them times and y'all told your husbands and they just let that rock? Bro, you just hear what he just said?
Because they didn't want to miss a paycheck. That's why they kept going back. That's the worst part. Because they didn't want to miss a paycheck. So you're going to continuously let yourself get great because you don't want to miss a paycheck. Like there's no other jobs out there. And then when you finally do say something, it's not a criminal case. It's you just trying to get more money. It didn't sound like you was all right going to work to get grape to get money, or you wasn't grape. You just looked at it as like I'm getting a paycheck.
Right.
Because you gotta think about it. Why would you all these years? Why ain't you going after them for a criminal case? You just trying to get more money. They didn't want to miss a paycheck and they want to get more money. You know what I'm saying? They allowed themselves to go through that all these years to get paychecks. And when they finally do say something about it, they only want money. They don't even want to see the man in jail. Like, do y'all see? Like, man, well, I'm just calling it how it is. People gonna get that. You're so insensitive. These women, nah, it don't make sense because I feel like if I was to get raped by Hollywood or somebody like that, I would go for criminal charges.
So you mean to tell me? Hold on,
money out of it, that's good too. But I want to see these motherfuckers in jail, and they get raped.
Bro, but the thing is, they said you told your husbands that you got raped. So the nigga your husbands just let you get great, keep going back to work getting great. That shit don't sound right, bro. Oh, y'all need money, but I'm gonna that's like me. Yeah, I need money, but I'm gonna let my wife keep going to work to get great.
That sounds like an arrangement. That sounds like something that's consensual. Like, all right, I'm all right with getting effed as long as that paycheck is coming. That sounds like prostitution. Let's just be real.
Facts.
That's what that sounds like. And the fact that, all right, this is the time for, you know what I mean, for everybody to get money out of the celebrities that they had that type of work relationship with. So I'm going to go get my money too. And I don't want to be mentioned in the media. I don't want nobody to know my name. So I'm going to be Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, right.
Or John Doe.
Jane Doe or John.
Obviously,
right.
If this one of the women said they went through 3 houses and they was working with them since 2006, and they've been getting raped since 2006 all the way up to 2001. That sounds like prostitution to me. Right. And you wasn't getting raped. You was all right with getting a paycheck and letting him hit.
Just say you was selling your ass. That's it.
Exactly. You was cleaning his house and you was cleaning his knob. You was cleaning the knob and you was cleaning the doorknobs and his personal knob. You was cleaning all the knobs in the house. You know what I'm saying? The doorknob and Smokey's knob.
Let's just call it what it is.
You know what I'm saying? For real, like, let's just be real, because you ain't even trying to push a criminal case. Like, you're not. It's not even. You know what I'm saying? It happened since 2006 all the way up to 2001, and you just trying to get more money, and you ain't trying to get them locked up. Man, you was out there slobbing the knob, cleaning the knobs, and, and getting paid.
Let's continue. It's more that they, more explanation. Let's hear it.
So throughout their dreadful experiences with Mr. Robinson, all 4 women remained silent because many of them worked at the same time. Too embarrassed to reveal their assaults by Mr. Robinson to each other. Once they broke their silence, an avalanche of emotions began to flow between them. Hence, they're all here today. These courageous 4 women have collectively decided to come forward and share their experiences of being sexually assaulted by Mr. Smokey Robinson and stand up for their rights, as well as the rights of other women. Particularly those that
I'm
may
glad
be
you
victimized
speeded
by
up
him in the
because this
future.
dude.
We believe that Mr. Robinson is a serial and sick rapist that must be stopped. We further believe that these 4 women's testimony as to Mr. Robinson's sexual assaults and battery against each of them will be unassailable and compelling. Our clients, these 4 courageous women, want and demand justice for themselves, and the filing of this lawsuit is the first step of their journey to achieve that objective. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Herbert Hayden. I just want to echo some of the sentiments that you just heard from my partner, John Harris. We want to applaud our clients, these 4 women, for the courage that they've demonstrated since they've retained us as their attorneys to bring them justice, to bring to light what they have endured for countless years until they decided that it had enough and left the employment of the Robinsons. So with that being said, at this point in time, I'd like to take your questions regarding the case. We'll go right here with the.
What brought these women together? Did they share their stories together? Because it sounds like some of the employment overlap. Did they know what was going on with each of them? And did that then cause them to say, wait a minute, this isn't just happening to me, we can come together as a group?
I don't want to get too much into the particulars of the initiation of the lawsuit. Obviously, the women all worked together. Some of their shifts did overlap, and there was a common thread between them that led to the filing of the lawsuit today. For any further questions, I direct you to our email address, press@harrishayden.com.
Can you talk about Frances Robinson's role in the alleged misconduct, what she did, and what she...
Look at these blood-sucking lawyers just trying to
that the complaint
suck money out of
speaks for it in great
Smokey.
detail. We believe she was aware of the misconduct by her husband, Smokey Robinson, and that she used their status as well as our clients' reliance on their living wage in order to keep them in check. And so we believe that, among other things, is what brings Ms. Robinson into the case.
Do you expect that they will be filing charges? Will they file complaints with the police as well so that they can investigate this as a criminal matter?
We have not been contacted by the district attorney's office yet. Obviously, we're more than happy to cooperate as best we can. Well, again, no police reports have been filed by our clients as of yet, given their fear of having done so.
But where do you stand on it? Do you want your clients to file a police report now that they've retained you?
I think that's something that we need to discuss with our clients before we cross that path.
Because based on the disturbing allegations, don't you feel like this is something that law enforcement should investigate?
Well, I do think so. Yes, I do.
Are you able to identify Jada 1, 2, 3, 4? Obviously not the name,
I'll let
No,
Mr. Harris.
we're not inclined to identify them as such and help in that regard. We want to maintain their privacy. And for that reason, we don't want to say who's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You guys are good at what you do, and it wouldn't take long to figure it out. Okay, understood. But we're going to keep them anonymous as possible to ensure their privacy.
You mentioned their status being used against them. Are the women undocumented, and were they specifically threatened with their legal status?
So that is not an allegation that we were making. We believe that the fact that these women are Hispanic, they come from cultures that sort of demonize the accusers of rape and sexual assault, that stigma was used against them by the Robinson. Obviously, the employer-employee relationship had a big factor in that as well. Not at this time, no.
I do have a specific follow-up to that question. So in the complaint specifically, it says that one Jane Doe appeared on using their life because of the reprisals.
Look at these bros, bro. Busted and disgusting.
So you just said that you weren't claiming that. Can you clarify that?
Well, I think what we mean by that is that obviously within the Hispanic community, particularly in this climate, there is a fear of reprisal based upon any insinuation that there's an immigration issue. So I think that speaks for itself in their hesitancy in making that an issue in this case.
To come forward?
Correct.
Have you been able to obtain any photos or videos of these allegations taking place? I know that for one of the women, the allegations took place in two places you said where there weren't cameras, but it sounds like for some of the women took place in places where there are cameras, the blue bedroom.
Yeah, we do have evidence, although we're not sharing it at this point. We will probably later in the
Hold
proceeding,
on,
but
bro.
we do have evidence.
If you got evidence, why ain't going to the police? He's saying they
Why
got
ain't this a
evidence.
criminal case?
Why ain't this a criminal case? If you got evidence, why didn't y'all ain't taking it to the police?
Listen to what they said. They said the women didn't go to the police or nothing because they needed the paychecks. They needed the money. So they were willingly going there to get smashed on. You know what I'm saying? Just for the money. That's called prostitution. That's why they didn't go to the police, because they offer cleaning services and they offer other services along with that.
Fact.
And then now this is the time to come after celebrities now, because the Me Too movement is what sparked that, because the industry don't need the celebrities anymore, because the way they moving with artificial intelligence, they're going to basically just use these artists' images and their likeness to create the music and the movies and all that stuff, and they want the rights to all their music. So now they just going to just be like, oh yeah, anybody who ever worked for these celebrities and y'all had any type of arrangements for them, we got lawyers that can help you get more money out of them.
Yep.
Like, and that's basically what's happening, because you got to think about it. It's all the same pattern. None of them are criminal cases. All of them is trying to sue for 50 mil or more. You know what I mean? And they all Jane Does and John Does. You know what I'm saying? It's always the same. And nobody's pressing. Like, if somebody was getting great for all these years, why wouldn't it be a criminal case? Why is it always just about money?
The lawyers
and then they clearly said that the only reason why they kept going back and putting themselves in that situation for money. So they're money hungry. So they was willing to sleep with Smokey and whoever celebrity who was paying out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so they could keep getting that check. And as soon as, you know what I mean, they can't get the check no more, or is it time to basically go after celebrities because the industry, it's a problem, and they see, oh, we could get money out of this. They plotting, and then the lawyers are there to assist.
The lawyers, exactly. I was about to
say, you know what I'm saying? These lawyers,
the
judges, all of them are there to assist because of the system too.
I mean, this lawyer just said they
why can't people see that?
Video. The lawyer just said they have video evidence. So that I don't understand why they're not taking it to get, as a criminal investigation. Because these money hungry lawyers trying to get the most out of this. They trying to line their pockets up with this as well. So that's why they're not going over there and trial it as a criminal case, because like you said, why would these women keep going back? Why would they keep going back to the police?
Because it was an arrangement.
They would ask the same thing. Even if they were like, all right, well, you saying here it happened 23 times. Why did you keep going back? It don't make no sense, bro. Let's continue though. This video is almost. Let's continue.
Some of the misconduct.
He said they have evidence of some of the misconduct, but ain't nobody going to the police
during the proceedings. But we do have evidence of some of the misconduct. I'm not going to comment, but we do have evidence.
Have you heard at all from Mr. Robinson himself? Has he responded to the complaint or any of the allegations?
No, we haven't.
We got his lawyers.
The additional dose, the 1 to 25, what
that's just common practice. If more people come to light, it's just protecting the lawsuit in that regard. If we learn of other people that should be named.
I know that one of the women who worked as long as 2012. Do you believe this behavior has gone on since 2012, long before that? Or?
We have reason to believe that this behavior has existed for many years. And I think given the allegations, we're fairly confident that he's a serial assaulter.
So were any of these women allegedly threatened? Were they told, don't say anything or else? Were they threatened with physical harm?
They were threatened. I won't go into the details, but they were threatened in various methods by Mr. Robinson.
And in the complaint, there's also the allegation that they weren't paid fairly or properly, correct?
That's correct.
Can you touch on that?
Well, for example, all of them, most of them, I would say, maybe not all of them, they worked 60 hours a week and never got paid overtime. They were chastised by Miss Robinson if they tried to eat, if they tried to take breaks. And that's part of the allegation. Just the employer-employee relationship. They violated, we have alleged, numerous labor laws.
Mr. Hayden, were they essentially held prisoner in your view?
I don't want to say they were held prisoner, but I do think that they were beholden to the employer-employee relationship with the Robinsons.
Look at that.
Which left them in a
Zach, you
conundrum
see that?
of
It wasn't held
what they should
prisoner.
do if they want
That's
to
key.
maintain their livelihood.
Right.
I might add, one of the allegations is false imprisonment.
They wanted to
So when they
maintaining
were doing these
livelihood.
acts, they did not feel free to leave.
Look how he tried to cover during these acts. They didn't feel free to
Right.
leave.
You see how he tried to
You
cover
see how
that
he
up?
tried
real
to-
quick?
yeah,
After
yeah,
the
like-
after his partner just said that I don't think they was prisoners.
Right.
Yeah, he gonna
He
come
didn't
along
say
and
he
say,
didn't say he didn't think. He know they wasn't prisoners
right,
because they were able to still go home.
right, and he comes back and say,
I feel free to leave.
You see how he did? You see his energy when he said that? He trying
Right.
to cover up his partner's
$50
state.
million.
facts.
Look at them. They look
wanted to
greedy.
get his attention. It's a serious matter, and the assaults against these 4 women was horrendous and despicable.
Then they need to be in prison.
big
Then
number.
it needs to be a criminal case, not just for money. Then
Right.
if
Total,
it's so
not just
horrendous.
Which of the allegations specifically against what?
Yeah, well, all the labor code violations are against her. I'm sorry. All the labor code violations are against her as well.
I think the intentional infliction of
And the
emotional
intentional
stress,
infliction of emotional distress.
Look at these two.
hostile work
Look at
environment
these
as
two
well.
bloodsuckers.
All right, who sent you niggas?
Money, 50 million sent them.
All right, who sent you 2 niggas?
50 million.
I'm unaware of an NDA. They just finally had enough. They couldn't take it anymore.
They just finally had enough.
They just collectively decided to quit.
So are you claiming that this is wrong?
Look, they just collectively decided to quit. That's
Well,
BS.
we believe that there was some knowledge of prior misconduct of a sexual nature against other individuals against him. And we're alleging that she was aware of that and she took no preventive action.
Did any of them, as far as you know, come forward to his wife and say what was happening?
We understand that perhaps there were situations where they were resolved informally, that she knew or should have known of the allegations being made.
So I think with that, we're going to close the press conference now. Thank you.
Now, let me address some of the people in here real quick because they talking about, oh, people are sheep. Did it ever occur to you that the system might be going after some of the celebrities who wasn't doing some of that stuff and still protecting the ones who were? Like the ones that they putting out there in the media saying they did this and did that. Did it ever occur to you that that's their whole plan, to put the ones out there who didn't do that stuff and setting them up just so they could protect the ones who are currently still doing it? Y'all ever think about that?
Exactly.
Y'all not thinking about that. Y'all just think, oh, just because you're a celebrity, you're a grapist.
Yeah, because
some people come with that mindset. Because you're a celebrity, you're a grapist. Come on now. So you think y'all think every celebrity that ever existed is a monster and a grapist. See, sometimes these conspiracy niggas be going too far too, talking about the sheeple and all that, and you don't realize you being played too. Don't you know sometimes that they use psychological warfare where they actually put the ones out there, you know what I mean, who didn't do that stuff and make it look like they were the ones doing it, so they could protect the ones who actually are still doing it? Like y'all don't think that y'all be thinking y'all so smart. People be thinking they so smart. Oh yeah, the sheep. Stop going to them damn conspiracy websites and stuff and start thinking with your own mind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about this. The story don't sound right. Why would they be going back from 2006 all the way to 2021? One of them
right.
said one of them said they was raped in 3 different households. They did work in 3 different households for them for all these years, and they kept going back because they didn't want to miss a paycheck. That's called prostitution, y'all. These were escorts. There's mad services out here that offer cleaning and other types of services along with it on the low. And these are opportunists. These women are opportunists. So of course they come together and plot. If we can get more money out of Smokey, we gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's why they're not pressing a criminal.
That's
why they're not doing a criminal charge,
right.
because they just trying to get more money out of them. They're not trying to get them locked up because they know they just trying to get money out of them. Yo, y'all niggas gotta think.
And the thing about the husbands looking at it as a come up, basically.
Right,
like
it's a come up.
Y'all working for one of the biggest men in music. For them, it's a come up.
Yeah, and they be pimping their own wives out.
They pimp their own wives out. First of all, they from foreign countries anyway. You know what I mean? A lot of them be, come over here, poor anyway.
Exactly.
So looking for any opportunity. So opportunity to work for one of the biggest men in music.
It's a lot of dudes out here that be pimping their own wives out. You know what I'm saying?
So,
y'all niggas ain't thinking. Y'all want to be conspiracy theorists that damn bad that y'all not looking at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to start thinking with your own. You telling us to think, telling us to use our own. Niggas calling us sheeples and all that. Nah, we ain't sheeples. It's just that we got common sense. We know that there, and we got, we got knowledge that there's organizations out here that do both. They clean your house and they offer other services. And a lot of times these people are opportunists. So they see it way, we could get more money out of Smokey. Nah, we don't want to see him locked up because we know that we do prostitution and all that, and we don't want to see him locked up. We just want the money. Because if they really felt some type of way about getting so-called alleged great, the first time it happened, they would have went to the police.
Exactly.
You think they would have went back all these years just for a paycheck
or quit the job?
Subject themselves to that? Come on, man.
And then
y'all motherfuckers don't live in the real world. Y'all gotta get the fuck off the internet.
And then they go.
Y'all gotta get off the internet and just stop.
Hold on. Then they go to their husbands and tell their husband that they got raped by Smokey Robinson.
Right.
So their husbands allow them to go back to continue to get raped. That sound like pimping to me, bro.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of people out there be pimping they wives out. Like that's an actual real thing. Like that's an actual real thing, y'all. Just like cleaning services that offer other services, that's a real thing.
It's crazy though.
That's a real thing. And these lawyers, look at these lawyers. You can tell these lawyers are just trying to get money.
You see these niggas?
You see the energy of these two niggas? These two degenerates?
Especially the old head.
Yeah, old head.
Yeah, right.
This energy easy to figure out.
Facts. Old head right there. Definitely.
Y'all niggas want to be Y'all niggas want to be the best conspiracy theorists on the internet. That's niggas quick to call. Like y'all gotta start thinking for yourselves. The same thing you tell the people who so-called sheeple.
Yeah,
you gotta do the same thing for yourself. Discernment for
Yeah, you gotta be able to have.
You think everybody who's a celebrity that got money is a rapist because the media said so. Not thinking that the industry could be throwing y'all celebrities who's not involved with that just so they could protect the ones who are. Y'all not thinking like that though, are you? You ain't discerning your damn self. Start discerning. Start using some discernment. And this story sounds like these were escorts who does cleaning services, working for Smokey and his wife all these years. You know what I mean? And they just trying to come up, opportunists, just trying to come up real quick. After offering their services to them all these years. And these lawyers are scumbags. I don't know how y'all don't see that. These lawyers are scumbags, man. I'm just gonna be real. These lawyers are scumbags. It's all they smell of it. Look at their energy. You can just feel it. They scumbags.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro.
Niggas start using discernment.
Yeah, that's what it is. People ain't doing enough discernment. Like we said, if you count the times up of how many grape supposed alleged grape time he graped them, just add it all up. It's like close to 50 something times. Not counting
That's not like
but not counting the
services.
last, not counting the last Jane Doe that worked for them from 2006 to 2024. Said she got raped in 3 different houses. That's a lot of fucking Smokey was doing up there, bro. That's a lot of fucking, bro. For an 86-year-old
And he
man.
probably was. I guess he probably was getting it in like that. Like somebody said, you know what I mean? Sabi was getting like. I mean, that's just one example. I mean, he was a healthy old man, but I guess you could be 80 and getting it in like that. And it seems like he was paying for those services.
He was paying
because they kept coming back for the paycheck and the D.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't miss it. Sound like they didn't miss a day of work.
And you I mean, imagine trying to go to the police and tell them I was raped 23 times over the course of 2002 to 2003.
Yeah, like
Working
14 years.
Yeah,
About 14 years.
Well, that will be the last Jane Doe, but the other Jane Does kind of worked for him for a short period of time. So imagine them going to the police and say, yeah, so they be like, okay, then why you keep going back? They say, I
police
kept going
ain't
back,
dumb.
but I kept going back because I needed the money. That imagine them going into the police station and saying that shit, bro.
And the police would be like, well, that's called prostitution, and that's illegal. That's illegal in this state.
Facts, bro.
Like, y'all get what we saying? And we know that and come on, y'all just was born yesterday. There's cleaning services out there that offer extracurricular activities you could pay for, and they be good with it.
That's crazy. But like we said, person is innocent till proven guilty. So
facts.
So I mean, whether people gonna say he did it or not, I mean, you could say that all day, but if he ain't being convicted of it, then everyone is innocent till proven guilty. Now this lawyer said he had evidence, so why isn't he taking that evidence to the police? Because he can't.
Because they want that 50 mil.
Because he can't. Because they're gonna ask them why they were gonna ask why did she keep going back?
Right.
And for the simple fact of him saying they said they kept going back because it was for the paycheck, money. Then that's soliciting prostitution.
Facts. And it's probably illegal in every state that they had those 3 houses in. You know what I'm saying? It's illegal in all those 3 states that Smokey had those houses in, that they were actually doing that. So they was following them around from house to house, offering those services. And there's literally cleaning agencies that will do that on the low. Even if the cleaning agency itself don't know, some of the women would do it on the side.
Yeah, they would do it on the side
for a little bit of extra money. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally prostitution, which actually shouldn't be illegal in the first place. But anyway, that's another whole live stream. The state shouldn't have nothing to do with that. The state is just greedy and just want to swallow individuals up.
Right.
You ever been swallowed?
Yo, make sure y'all click that like button.
You ever been swallowed? Smokey was getting swallowed.
Make sure y'all click that like button, man. We gonna basically end this live on that note and come back.
Facts.
We definitely gonna come back again tomorrow because we're gonna get on this Diddy shit as well.
Right.
I mean, the trial started. He's still waiting. They still going through the whole jury process of picking the jurors. So that's going to take over. Could take a couple months before they get the right jurors, because this is like one of the biggest trials to come. Basically, this shit probably gonna be bigger than the OJ trial. Did he facing life in prison?
Facts.
If he's being convicted, he could face up to life in prison, no parole. So Cassie being his star witness, the only thing they really leaning on is the Cassie tapes right now, bro. Because the other three witnesses that's supposed to testify, they can't even get a hold of the lawyers or them, bro. So this shit is already starting off
Hold on,
crazy.
wasn't Busby behind that though? That's why they can't get a
Wait,
hold. Wasn't
well,
Busby?
but
Busby
I
was in
don't know
control
if
of all that, right?
I don't know if those three witnesses are
Busby's clients.
Busby, yeah. I mean, because this shit is a criminal. Busby ain't a criminal lawyer, so
Got you.
this shit ain't got nothing to do with Busby. These are the other women that's supposed to testify in Diddy's trial. So, but they can't be located.
Yeah, I wonder if they was forced to say that Diddy did something. That's why they can't be located.
Maybe, right.
Maybe
So
they tapped out. Like I don't want to go up there lying.
Right.
That's the thing, man. We don't know. We ain't saying Diddy is innocent or guilty. We don't know. But what we realized was we didn't hear or see no actual real evidence, only rumors and niggas with their conspiracy theories.
Now we know Cassie's being brought in basically to as a character, to basically talk about Diddy's character and her dating him over the past 10 years or whatever, the 10-year relationship that they was in, the things that took place and shit like that. But they really examining the Diddy tape where he's beating Cassie up and shit. So they basically bringing her in based off them trying to go after his character. As far as the sex trafficking and all that, we don't know what they got for that. We're not gonna know what they got for that until you know what I'm saying. And I think that's where the other women are coming into play, as far as testifying against Diddy for the sex trafficking. They really want to get him on the sex trafficking thing, but I don't think they're gonna get him on that. I'm gonna be honest. I think Diddy gonna walk off on that shit, bro. I think he gonna beat that case.
But listen to this though. If that's the case, then Cassie would be an accomplice because she was with him for 10 years. You mean you tell me she ain't go to the police?
Bro,
if she seen
if
him trafficking kids or trafficking people around the globe, and she was with him for 10 years, you think she ain't see nothing?
If Diddy lawyers are sharp, they gonna try to get whatever they can get out of Cassie while she on that stand, bro. The Diddy lawyer is gonna ask her certain fucking questions. The lawyer is gonna bring up a lot of shit, bro. So
and Diddy lawyers love this because they milking Diddy.
Right.
See, that's the thing. These lawyers always win in the end.
He already paid out $230-something million for this case to that law firm already, bro.
Right.
$230-something million already paid to them to represent him. So I don't know if that money is all up front for his case, but I mean, if he just paid up front, because they basically broke down how much is this case going to cost them an hour, and not only that, everything that entails that goes into this case. So he's already down. Diddy was worth like $700 and something million. He's down to like 400 and something million ever since this case started. So he already gave the lawyers $200 and something million, bro. So this case is costing that nigga. He basically fighting for his life, bro. He's fighting for his life and his legacy.
And ain't even really got no hardcore evidence on a nigga, and he can't even post bail.
He couldn't even make bail.
They say he's a flight risk.
Right. Like he couldn't even post bail to even fight this from outside of the jail. He gotta still fight this case being locked up inside of a cell, bro.
His lawyers are horrible because that's actually, you know what I mean? That's actually going against his rights because he haven't been proven guilty yet. So why can't he post bail? There's no hardcore evidence to keep him in there. You know what I mean? And they, you know what I'm saying? They're able to keep him in there like that when you had other big names were able to post bail.
Yeah, the Mike Jeffries dude,
exactly.
was able to post $10 million He was
exactly.
same charges. He
And,
was able to post the name out.
Weinstein was
And
able to
Weinstein.
too at the beginning. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they wasn't flight risk. So that goes to show you right there, like, yo. And the thing is, we ain't that we trying to defend Diddy or nothing like that. We ain't trying to show, we just showing y'all the facts of, you know what I mean, what it is. Whether somebody guilty or not, we don't know yet. They gotta go through a trial first, and they gotta be proven guilty with, you know what I mean, with the evidence.
Yeah.
So until then, the nigga's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So why can't he post bail?
I don't know how they
You know what
was
I'm
able to
saying?
do that,
Like
bro.
what see, our legal system is corrupt, so his lawyers are shitty anyway.
The thing is, and
His lawyers are already shitty. He paid them all that money, and they can't even get him out on bail.
And the thing
All
about
that
it
money.
is that just shows you how corrupt our that exposed how corrupt our fucking judicial system is anyway. Cause look, he can't even post. Bro, it's murderers, bro, murderers that even get a bond set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't even
Facts.
post bail, bro. That just exposed how corrupt our system is.
And a little bit they did leak was, oh, the trafficking thing is because he flew male and female prostitutes out to
Across
certain
state line.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, across state lines. That's trafficking now? Then they moved the goalposts. That's trafficking.
Yeah.
You know how many niggas is doing that right now and openly talking about it on podcasts?
Right, flying chicks out. Yeah, all types of shit. Yeah.
You know how many niggas is openly talking about that on podcasts and they ain't getting no criminal cases against them?
Like I said, this shit with Diddy is something personal. This shit with him is something personal.
I don't know, y'all. All this is starting to sound fishy. It sounds like they just putting certain people out there and they still protecting the ones who's actually out here doing these things.
Yeah, because what about the people that's higher up than Diddy and all that? What about them?
Exactly. Nobody's talking about that. Because those are the ones that's being protected. They throw a Diddy, a Smokey, a Robert Kelly. They throw that out. You know what I mean? They sacrifice a couple of them just to keep certain ones protected. That's what y'all conspiracy theorists niggas ain't thinking about.
Yeah, because what about the ones that's higher than them?
Right.
That's in the entertainment world. The people that actually own these record labels, record companies, and the ones that actually own these Hollywood studios.
They ain't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? The biggest groomers, the OG groomers, you'll never hear about them. They ain't never mention them.
We know who they are. Catholic Church.
Yeah, right.
Catholic Church is some of the biggest groomers in this world is probably the Catholic Church.
Right.
So why they ain't putting?
Yeah, that was put in the open. That was out in the open, right. And they never go to jail.
Right.
They never go to. They never go to jail.
Yeah,
None of them priests that got caught. They never go to jail. They would never go. It's like they above the law.
Yeah, it's like they above the law. Why
they above the law?
Any of those Catholic priests behind bars?
Now that's the questions y'all niggas should be asking. Why none of them never went to jail when they come to find out they some of the biggest groomers and the biggest traffickers
of children?
And they've been doing that. They've been doing that since the dark ages.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've been doing that since the dark ages, y'all. They've been doing that since what's that big holy war? That what they call that shit? The holy war from way back. They've been doing it since then. Like it's way back, dark ages when niggas was walking around with full body metal suits and riding horses and jousting niggas and shit.
Right.
Like they've been doing it since then. Niggas walking around with swords and shit. Before they even started using guns, when niggas just had swords and shields, them niggas was trafficking.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I mean, why none of them go to jail?
Billions of dollars a year. The Catholic Church pays out billions and billions of dollars a year. You know what I mean, to victims. Nobody never goes to jail.
Yo, this is crazy, man.
And it be in the media. It be in the media for like a smidget point in time, and then it disappears and never gets brought back up again. But the Catholic Church is like number one. You know what I'm saying?
And of course, we ain't gonna say everybody in the Catholic Church, but we know.
But we talking about the priesthood. We talking about the priesthood.
The power structure. Yeah,
the priesthood.
Right. So we ain't just talking about the day-to-day Catholic, you know what I mean, individual who go to mass and all that. We ain't talking about, yo, we talking about,
we talking about the priesthood.
Facts.
The ones that been in the media paying out $3 billion.
Nigga, they still didn't pay that money.
They still ain't. I don't.
They still didn't pay that money. They never paid nothing out, bro. Those people still fighting for that, and some of them been fighting so long that they already passed away and never got nothing. Some of the kids that grew up and became old men.
Because this dates back 70. It dates back 75 years.
And they've been doing it way longer than just 75 years. They just called them on that shit 75 years ago.
Right.
And none of those priests went to jail. They just moved them to a different, you know what I mean, a different place in a different part of the world. And they just continued doing what they was doing.
Right.
That's what we saying. They throw y'all niggas like Diddy and R. Kelly and Weinstein. They throw niggas like that they throw y'all them all day. But they never go after that top.
They never go. Yeah.
They never go after that top. The people who really running things. And it be the people who really running things that throw you people like Diddy and all them just to take the heat off of themselves.
Mm-hmm. And that's the truth.
Roof.
Right.
We about to be up out of here, man. NightandDayHerbals.com. This is definitely sponsored by NightandDayHerbals.com. For those of y'all that know, we do got our own herbal shop where we sell all natural products with no chemicals. We got hair care products, skin care products. We got CBD. That's also chemical free. We got 5 stars on Google. We got sea moss. We got sea moss gel. That's fruit infused sea moss gel. Yeah, I mean, we got sea moss herbal teas and everything. So y'all want to check us out, and we got good detoxes too, the Zeo Aid and the Melanin Splash. So yeah, I mean, definitely go check out NightandDayHerbals.com. If you into natural products. Reasonable price, and we ship fast. 5 stars on Google. The link is pinned to the top. It's also in the description of this video. NightandDayHerbals.com. 15% off when you sign up to the email list for the first time shoppers with us. You know what I mean? 15% off your order. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check us out. It's NightandDayHerbals.com, man. We definitely appreciate y'all for coming through.
Yep. And we're going to catch y'all on Lex live stream.
We out.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at NightandDayHerbals.com.